Radio in motion. Program loading in 3, 2, 1. Program activated.
Attention everyone, the unpleasant noise you are about to hear coming from your radio is not a mistake.
Okay, first things first, what is your name?
This is Big Sonny playing the best of the 90s and beyond.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Radio in motion.
Please do not turn off your radio, but turn up the volume on your receiver as high as it can go.
All right, ready, here we go.
Radio in motion.
Now we're going to turn our sights to Hollywood, and you know they've had a tough, I want to say 5 years, but definitely a tough year. Not a lot of originality coming out of Hollywood. They really are just stuck on a loop, and they only know how to remake and re-envision other people's ideas. It makes me sad, okay? And maybe you could say, maybe there are elements of, even George Lucas back in the day of Star Wars, he was taking from those, 1930s serial, TV shows and that sort of older sci-fi. Yeah, sure. You're taking, influences from genres, but there's no fully original ideas. Everything is a remake. They're just taking Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters, and everything just gets rehashed and a reboot. It's a reboot of everything. Now this one's interesting. So it's the sequel to Joker. Now the Joker movie sort of came out of nowhere, and I have to admit I think it sort of got bagged at the start, but then it sort of earned its place as a kind of an outsider, an adjacent to superhero movie. And let's face it, we're tired of superhero movies now. We were back then, and the Joker is one of those characters. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Blade, whoever it is, there's already a deep lore in the comic books, and when you mess with it, people do notice. But that one, it was an interesting take. Everyone's done their dash. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto. I feel like it's some sort of it's something that the Hollywood actors aspire to say, oh, can I do a good Joker? And I dare say I still hold Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson up there as almost even the two different sides of Joker that were the best. Just both of them, okay, the best. And each generation probably has their own. I get that. But again, taking a stab at Joker and Joaquin Phoenix, I think he did a great job to show the, again, vulnerable side of Joker. How did Joker get like that? You know what I mean? I think it's easier for people just to always assume the bad guys are bad and they're crazy, and that's the Joker. Although I also like to say a lot of mystery goes a long way, okay? Sometimes less that is known. You don't always need a backstory, okay? That was the first thing. We didn't really need a Joker backstory. More terrifying when it's the unknown. Absolute unknown. And that was sort of the Heath Ledger. Where did this guy come from? We know nothing about him. All we know is he is on it, and he is insane. So, okay, it's the sequel we didn't really ask for. Again, the first movie, it did all right. It earned its place. It was very sort of realistic, dark and gritty. A great, backdrop, great cinematography. Todd Phillips. Definitely similar to the Batman in the city. Gotham was so gritty and grungy, and you like that. But here's the zinger with this one, folks. It's a musical. So let me let that sink in. Joker 2 is a musical. I'm not going to say I'm adverse to musicals, but I can't think of a single one that I like or have been to on purpose. And no, let me tell you, the Queen biopic, that wasn't a musical. That was a biopic, a great one, about a band, so there was music in it. All right, same with Elton John. It's not a musical, it's a movie about a musical artist or band. So, the fact that it's a musical, by the way, Todd Phillips is coming back as director and Joaquin Phoenix, and that's good. That's good, positive number one. I hate it when they do a whole new cast, new director. Let's go in a different direction. It's only been like a couple years. Oh, no, we need a whole new direction. We're going to just start from scratch, folks. That's when it goes really wrong. So they're keeping that. But Harley Quinn, is being played by Lady Gaga. Now again, my thoughts on that are, at first, is this a gimmick to bring in fans? Is this a gimmick because she's a singer and it is a musical? Okay, that all makes sense. I don't think it is. Okay, it's not like when Ed Sheeran was on Game of Thrones. That was taking the piss. Sorry, Ed Sheeran, but you do need to stay in your lane. Lady Gaga, if anything, I don't know if you've seen A Star Is Born. You know, she's got some acting chops, so I'll take that. And I think that's the interesting part. That first of all, the Joker movie is already just came out of nowhere, so the sequel might as well also take a risk. So I have no issues with Lady Gaga being in that role. Some people would say they'd rather have a good actor or actress and just use auto-tune rather than a singer who's not that good of an actor. You know what I mean? I think she's going to bring it, and that's good. The other thing is, and this is getting a bit deep, but it's honest, will the women come? So everyone goes, oh, well, of course they do. They like Harley Quinn. No, they haven't been showing up to Harley Quinn movies, right? Don't you just assume that women will back Harley Quinn? Well, they haven't been. And the truth is the thing is, you know, and I'll touch on this in a minute, the Joker and Harley Quinn are, you know, they are the character. Both of them are the character. It's not one or the other. You can't just say, oh, we'll pick one and make them the star. Not to be mean, I don't think Harley Quinn has enough on her own steam to be her own character and lead her own movie. And you can see that. Nothing against Margot Robbie, by the way. I think she's done great with the material she has. I think given a better movie and better script, better story, she actually would be even more awesome. But the thing is again, I'm going with sort of the mainstream general audience. They're more accepting of the Jared Leto, Margot Robbie team up in Suicide Squad. You know why? Because, well, first of all, they're both beautiful. Not having to go at Joaquin Phoenix, but let's be honest, he's more the regular-looking guy. And, sorry, women, I'm just going to say, men, women, we are the same when it comes to this. You don't even know why. It's in your lizard brain, your cerebral core that you can't help, your primitive brain. Yes, you're attracted to certain things. And I think the Jared Leto, he's not only playing the crazy wild man, but he's good looking, and so is Margot Robbie. I'm just saying, so together they're the good looking couple. And the thing is, that's acceptable right now with that one, Joker is the bad guy. Harley Quinn is the victim. The Joker is just the maniacal manipulator, and Harley Quinn is just caught up in his web. I'm just being honest. That's the flavor they like. That, you know, she is being manipulated by the evil Joker. But, you know, that's not how it really is. They're sort of in a toxic, codependent relationship, folks. And here's the thing. I'm going to put this to you, and there's going to be, you know, shocks and awes in the audience if women are listening. Yeah, men are easy, all right? It's easy to figure this out. You go into a public restroom, you draw a couple of circles on the wall with 2 dots, you'll get a giggle. We're like, boobs. It doesn't take much. But with women, yes, of course, there's a physical attraction, but a lot of it is, it's the danger. You know, you look this stuff up yourself, but it's true. There's sort of a natural affinity for a traumatic relationship. And I will say this is proof is in the pudding. So Google searches, they're the most unbiased thing of all. It's just how many searches and what do people search for. So they did one on women, and what do they search for when they're looking for, I'll call it a romantic story. Okay, men again, it's probably easy. They just type in boobs. Women, so the top searches are vampire, werewolf, rich tycoon, and pirate. Now, you know I'm telling the truth. How many of those trashy novels with the pirate on the front with the long flowing hair and the woman at his feet, don't even deny it. You've all read one, or you want to read one, or there's one sitting somewhere. The pirate. Because there's a natural affinity for that, a bit of danger. The Twilight series. Are you kidding me? Werewolf. Don't tell me those weren't hugely popular with the ladies. 50 Shades of Grey. You look that up, hands down. That one was so popular, it was ridiculous. And women across the board. 50 Shades of Grey. Tell me that's not some naughty stuff with the man doing some naughty stuff. So I'm just saying, will women come to the table with Joaquin Phoenix because he doesn't actually have that sort of persona? Yeah, he's bad, but he's not, sexy bad. And I'm just saying, that's the truth. Also, politics crept into the first one, as they do with all movies. It drives me mental. Politics used to not be at the dinner table. It used to just be all the stuffy men in the room with pipes. Oh, let's talk about politics, and a top hat and a monocle. Oh, yes, sir. You used to be able to just have wonderful chats about everything else but politics. But politics creeps into the movies and music. So in the first one, here was the problem. The general audiences really liked it. It did really well. But again, the mainstream, the media, they're the gatekeepers. They didn't like it because it portrayed as the leading man frankly, a straight white male who had problems. And we all know that, we're the problem, right? How can a straight white male be cast aside from society and actually have struggles and struggle with this mental conflict so bad that he actually, goes out and does something a bit extreme and even possibly gets a following and other people follow him? They don't like that. They don't want that message. So that's problematic from the first one. And I think, that might carry over to this one, in that a lot of it seems like he did in the first one, he was fantasizing about a lot of things that he was seeing. And we were inside his brain with that, his fantasy girlfriend. Now, this time around, he's going to get a real girlfriend. At least I hope so. I do feel, based on the cinematography and a lot of the shots, and of course, the fact that it's a musical, and I doubt, since he is actually locked up in Arkham Asylum, both of them are, they're going to just break out into song and dance. I think a lot of it is going to be in their head, which is actually, that could be explored. That's actually fascinating. But, a lot of that might not actually be happening. It's part of their, both of their psychosis. And here's the other thing I wanted to say. Again, this is about, especially when they're trying to prop up Harley Quinn to be her own thing, to be the boss bitch and have all her own movies and stuff. You don't get it. Both of them are the character. They are feeding off each other. It is a total codependent, toxic relationship. And it's not just the Joker. She's not the victim either. That's the thing. And isn't that more interesting, folks? Let's be honest. Isn't that more interesting when both of them are maniacal? That's fascinating. It's Bonnie and Clyde, folks. All right? And here's the other thing. Now, Joker in this movie, He's in the insane asylum, and he's obviously probably on a bunch of meds, probably talking to a therapist. He's probably put the Joker behind him. He's packed him away as much as he can. He wants to reintegrate with society and be a good, upstanding member of society. You know what the funny part is? Harley Quinn, I'm not saying she consciously sees that as an opportunity, but there's a line in there that says, I've never done anything with my life. And you know what she's thinking? She's about to do something with her life. She's found him, and again, maybe she's getting something from him, of course, but she's probably going to release the Joker. Think about that. She's going to release it inside of him. She's going to, prop him up and gaslight him and say, oh, you were something. You really were an inspiration to us. And she's going to bring out the Joker into him, out of him, and it may be her biggest regret in the end. Again, I think it's really fun to explore these things. Imagine that. She single-handedly brings out the Joker who he had packed away, and then she's responsible for that, which makes her culpable too, folks. How can you be a victim when you're the one that saw what was inside him, and instead of trying to fix that man, you just thought, I want to see what that's all about. I want to toy with that, which frankly, I'm going to go out on a limb. A lot of women like to do. Do women like to toy with men? No, I've never heard that. That's ridiculous. That doesn't happen. Who said that? Yeah, it can happen, and I think Harley Quinn is going to toy with Joker. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I do hope it's a good movie. The musical part, I don't know how to figure that out. The musical part, I don't know. Singing in the rain. What is a musical? A man comes out and it's raining. Oh, it's raining, and then a musical is I'm singing in the rain. It's just, I don't know. It's really far left and wild. Anyway. I hope you enjoy it, folks. I'm certainly going to go see it. I think it'll be interesting. And, Joker 2. But another sequel. Lord, help me. Stop with the sequels, Hollywood. Come out with something original. All right, please? All right. Thanks for listening to The Ugly Truth. The truth is ugly, but it will set you free. All right, more great music coming up on tonight. Radio Motion, our Tuesday Trouble episode. But first, here's a word from our amazing sponsors.